Hey, what is going on? It's your boy Any Double X. I am back again after the party. It's the after party, man. Oh my God, we just came off an amazing podcast, man. To the left, I got my guy Meerkat Karate, man. In the middle, I have my guy Awakened State of Mind, targeted in Australia. To the right, to the far right, we have the one and only Praise Jesus, man. How are you guys feeling, man? What you guys think about that podcast, man? Volume 9 is complete.
It was awesome. It was awesome to hear from Meerkat.
Definitely, man. Meerkat, how'd you feel about the podcast, bro?
It felt good. It feels good to share experiences. And, it feels good to feel free and not care anymore about what people think and that type of thing.
Right, definitely, man. Definitely. Awakened State, man. What'd you think about the podcast, bro?
Another good one, man. It was another good one.
Legend.
Like Meerkat said, man, it's awesome hearing other people's stories, you know what I mean? And seeing the similarities between them. We've all got similar, targeting.
Definitely, man. Definitely, man.
Targeting patterns.
For a late Tuesday night, man, we had quite the turnout, man. We had big shout out to Cyber Reconnaissance. She stopped through. Deb Olson, big shout out to her. Big shout out to Meditation Man, K. Arth. Where's Ashton? I'm being punked. Man, they really came out. My boy Street Psalms just came off the amazing Bible class he did, man. That was awesome.
Right.
Let's see here, man. My boy Kevin Meredith, big shout out to him. He pulled up. Let me see here, man. Kim Morrell, oh man, big shout out to Kim Morrell, man. She called in, man. Gave us a big shout out. Yeah, definitely, man. She showed us mad love, man. There was just so many people, man, and there were some new people I saw. Sleepy Hills. Did you guys see?
Yeah.
Did you guys see Sleepy Hills?
I did. I don't think I've met them before.
Right. Shout out to Sleepy Hills, man. Great. Thank you for joining us, man. We definitely appreciate, man, all the new people, all the people who rock with us, man. Oh man, Meerkat, what was your feelings like going into the podcast? Like, how did you feel?
You know, I'd done it before with Simon on Simon's channel, so I kind of knew what to expect in a way.
Okay. Definitely, man. Definitely, man. Let's see here, man. What were some of the highlights of the podcast to you?
You know, I'd have to go back and watch it, but
okay. All right, definitely.
It was just good. I like you're good at asking questions and getting to the good stuff. So
thank you, bro. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. Awakened State, man. What were some of the highlights of the podcast to you, man? What did you think, man?
Yeah, man. Like I was saying before, I just love the fact that people are opening up more, man, and just speaking on what their experiences.
Okay.
So when Meerkat was speaking about his targeting, like what was going on in his life or what has been going on, it was just very similar. It's interesting for us being over this side, knowing it's pretty much identical. You know what I mean? It's just the same program, obviously, around the world at the moment. Like, it's identical. The one headlights, the people following you and just, invading your space, even though it's not aggressive what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're still just there lurking and loitering in your space, you know what I mean? Like, just when you're shopping at the mall or whatever.
Yeah.
It's interesting to know that they do exactly the same patterns around the world. It's like they must have a gang stalker book, like a gang stalker guide.
Right.
Tutorial.
Right. Like a script.
They all follow.
It's a script. Yeah. They have a script that they follow.
It seems like it.
Yeah, man. Seriously. How about that prayer at the end, guys? What you guys think about that prayer at the end?
Oh, she was on fire with it.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Praise, man. What do you think, man? What were some of the highlights of the podcast tonight that you got?
Well, I was interested in hearing his story about the orbs.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that story was amazing, right?
Right. I was really interested. I'd like to hear more about that, actually, and then also what you shared here tonight, that how it feels good to not care what people think anymore, just to use your voice and just to speak.
Right.
I think that's a really big, important point. that we actually are getting out there and letting go of our fear and our shame and everything that's been tried to put on us, right? And standing up and speaking. So, yeah.
That was amazing, man. Hey, Mika, you want to talk a little bit more about the orb story, man?
Yeah, sure.
Tell us a little bit.
I should go. There's something in the Bible about the Lord searching through Israel with like lamps or something. So I'm not familiar with it off the top of my head, but there's some search engines for the Bible that we could find it. But the first time I saw it, it was like fireballs.
Wow.
The size of a basketball, like this. The second time was more intense with where I was at somebody's house, and it really did feel like there was good and evil out in that yard. And like I said, there was these dark shadows that looked like human form, and then the baseball size, just bright, brilliant light. Kind of felt like an angelic presence, like kind of keeping everything on lockdown. Like I said, there is definitely supernatural stuff going on out there. That's for sure. That technology can't explain.
Okay, that is a fact. That is a whole fact. Man, did you guys see in the comments when Kim was talking about what happened to her dog?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe
I heard a
that.
bit of it. What happened?
She said that let me see. She said that her neighbors were like, she heard her neighbors cursing. She didn't know if it was V2K, but she heard her neighbors or something cursing at her. And she went outside. She went to go get something to eat, and she took her dog with her, and a perp ran over her dog.
Yeah, with one driver with one headlight ran over her dog.
Yeah.
Right?
I couldn't believe that, man. I was just like, whoa, man. I was like a little taken back by that, man.
It's really sad that they target our animals. I know my cat is going through some stuff right now. Last week, one night, it was really warm, and so I left the back door open. My cats were wandering in and out, and all of a sudden they both started like howling and screaming. And anyways, they came in, and then the next day, my cat started seizuring and just like acting strange and falling over and everything. Like, he's not doing good. So I don't know what's going on for him, but
we gotta pray for him, man. We definitely gotta say a prayer for him, man. Say a prayer for Peachy, man.
Yeah, a little Peachy.
Now, I'm not sure if anybody noticed this, but like midway through the podcast, my sub count was going up and down. It was going up and down, up, down. It was going from 260 to 259. Did anybody see that?
No.
I did.
Oh man, I was watching it, man. I was like, what is going on here, man? Like, what is going on here? But it was a pretty smooth ride, man. It was definitely a pretty smooth ride, man, for the most part,
Have you guys had any experiences with like lights going off in your neighborhood? Like literally the power for the whole neighborhood goes out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally through a storm.
Like this was completely clear, night. I could look out the back of my leg and the apartments over there all lit up. It was just in my neighborhood. Like they were trying to send me a message.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We've had blowing light bulbs. Light bulbs.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I remember one
on the other. Yeah.
What, you were gonna say something?
But I don't think it's anything to do with targeting really. But my internet went down the other day for like a day and a half.
It did.
Someone stole a chunk of cable. Cut the cable and stole the chunk. The toppers were so it took time for them to repair it. I didn't take it.
Wow.
Sounds like vandalism.
Yeah, right?
I remember last summer, me and my boy was recording a song, right? and I was just learning how to use the program, and I finally figured out how to do it, and I was like all happy, and I was like, yeah. So we recorded it. He recorded his verse. He recorded the hook, and before I could save it, like we were like, yeah, we about to play it. All the power just cut off, and we just lost it. Like, and I was just like, oh my god, like yo, they cut our power off. Like, oh my god. And then one other time, there was something on YouTube like a frequency disturber or something. It was a high pitched like sound, and this is when I first found out about the program, and I played it. A frequency scrambler, that's what it is. Dr. Virtual, on shout out to him on YouTube. I played it and I plugged it in my subwoofer, and like I turned it up real loud, and not only 10 seconds into it, everything in my apartment just cut off, all the power. And it was only my apartment, not nobody else's in the building, just mine. Just cut off. My heart was like, and then right after that, some perps was in the hallway banging on the door. Oh, boo 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 boo, banging on my door.
Right.
I crept up to the door. I looked out the peephole and I saw him like he was about to bang on the door. And I just unlocked the lock and I opened it. I was like, "What you?" I was like, "Get him!" They was like, "Oh!" They was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, I was like, "Who sent you here?" They was like, "Oh!" They didn't even say nothing. It was two of them. They was shook. I was like, "Get the F out of here!" I was cursing. I was, "Get the mother!" They was like, they was out of there. They was out of there. But that was like 2 times where the power cut off, where they let me know, like, look, you know, you are targeted, bro. Like, we watching you.
Right.
And I'm not even gonna lie, I was scared. I was shook.
Yeah. We get it. Like, it happened to you and Andy and I speak, right? We were like, all our computers were all getting shut down, and often when I called in to do repair, all of a sudden my computer crashed just as I started to say it. It happens all the time, all daily for me. My computer shuts down just at the most opportune time when God's involved. You know?
Yeah, man. Well, Meerkat, man, I just want to thank you for coming on the podcast, man. You had some amazing things to say, man. You was on fire, man. I had to hit the on fire button a couple times. Did you guys see that? You guys see it, right? I had to, man. I had to do it, man. He was definitely on fire, man. And I just want you to know, man, you're more than welcome to come back at any time, bro. And you know, do the podcast anytime you feel, you know, you want to come on. The door, my door is always open, bro.
Cool. I'll probably come back sometime.
Definitely, man. I just feel blessed, man, to be able to do it, man, every time, man. You know what? Awakened State, I had the video loaded up, man, and I forgot to play it, man. Like, I want to play that video, like, on almost every podcast, man. I had it loaded. I had it loaded too, man, but I forgot, man. But I'm gonna definitely get it on the next one. Yeah, man.
I'm glad to see you're up on the live again right now. It's good to see another one coming out.
Yeah, man. We gotta. Yeah, man. I gotta get it back going, man. Is there anything you guys think that we can do to improve it, to improve the podcast, or you think we're right in the pocket where it needs to be?
Maybe at some point have multiple guests on.
Okay, definitely, we could definitely do that.
Yeah, I think like having 3 people, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
A round table sort of.
Okay. I think that might be a whole nother show that I need to develop and put together.
Yeah.
With more than two people. That's a great idea, man. And if you guys are watching now, the after party, man, and you guys joined us on the live podcast, shout out to you, man. I really appreciate you guys, and I love you for that. And if you guys have any suggestions of anything that we can do to improve the podcast, leave it in the comment section, man. Don't forget to subscribe to my boy's channel, Meerkat Karate, Awakened State, and Praise Jesus. There will be little subscribe buttons at the end of this video, man. Make sure you guys subscribe, man. Subscribe. That's how we do, man. You guys want to say anything else to the people, man, before we get out of here?
No, just thank you. Yeah.
Stay positive.
Yeah.
You know?
Stay close to Jesus.
That's
Yeah,
right.
keep on Jesus. Keep your focus on Jesus, not the enemy. Every day, make a conscious effort to extend love and to do something that nurtures your soul and connects you to God. You know, read scripture, speak it out of your mouth. Speaking it out of your mouth is really important. Yeah.
Definitely. Oh man, I love all three of y'all, man. All three of y'all. I love y'all, man, and you guys watching right now, I love you guys too, man. This has been the after party, the post podcast after party, man, and we're gonna keep this thing going. Big shout out to Meerkat Karate, man. Thank you again, man. I can't thank you enough, man, for coming on volume 9 and doing it extra big, man. I definitely appreciate you for that, man.
Yeah, thanks, Meerkat.
Anytime.
And thank you for my key moderators, man. Awakened State and Praise Jesus, man. They will also be on the podcast pretty soon, man. Coming back. Praise Jesus will be coming back soon. Awakened State, he's going to be making his debut pretty soon, man. You guys keep your eye out for that. And if you guys want to be on the podcast, man, make sure you hit me up, man. I'm not a hard man to find. You guys could definitely check me out. This is your boy NEXX, man, and I will see you guys on the next one, man. God bless you guys. Peace.